سعد الدين الحريري رئيسا لمجلس الوزراء.
Good afternoon. You're watching the English newscast here on Future Television. I'm Linda Tamim, and these are today's top stories. Lebanon bids farewell to two of the victims killed in a mass shooting inside a popular Istanbul nightclub on New Year's Day. Turkish ambassador to Lebanon, Kagate Esies, vows his country will combat terrorism and calls for international cooperation. And Syria's main rebel groups are freezing their participation in preliminary peace talks planned for Kazakhstan later this month, due to what they call several violations by the regime of a 5-day truce. Lebanon bid farewell to two of the victims killed in a mass shooting inside a popular Istanbul nightclub on New Year's Day. The bodies of the 3 victims arrived on Monday in Beirut, along with 5 of the 6 Lebanese nationals who were wounded in the attack. In the capital, family, relatives and friends of Ilyes Wardini carried his coffin on their shoulders as mourners set off fireworks. Wardini's funeral convoy toured the streets of Beirut's Ashrafiyeh as a farewell to the young man. The funeral prayers were led by Greek Orthodox Archbishop of Beirut, Ilyes Aoudi. Haikal Musallim's white coffin arrived from Hotel Dieu Hospital in Beirut to his hometown of Bire in Mount Lebanon's Choufr area. A funeral procession was held at the town's church. Rita Shami, the 3rd victim, will be laid to rest on Thursday. A selfie video of the alleged gunman responsible for Istanbul's New Year's attack has emerged online. The video shows the suspect filming himself using a mobile phone as he walked around Taksim Square in Istanbul on an unknown date. Deputy Prime Minister Numan Kurtulmus said Turkish authorities were close to fully identifying the gunman responsible for the attack on an Istanbul nightclub, which killed 39 people on New Year's Day, and have detained 8 other people. Turkish police have also released a photo of the main suspect in the attack. Turkish ambassador to Lebanon, Kagate Esies, vows his country will combat terrorism and has called for international cooperation days after the deadly nightclub attack in Istanbul. After meeting with Prime Minister Saad Hariri, the diplomat said the Lebanese government will be kept up to date on information concerning the attack. Esies said he gave Hariri 2 messages from his Turkish counterpart, Binali Yildirim. The first on the terror attack in Istanbul, and the second to congratulate him on the formation of a new cabinet. The meeting also tackled the bilateral ties between the 2 countries, and the ambassador expressed his country's keenness on strengthening ties with Lebanon.
I would like to offer my heartfelt condolences to Lebanon, to the Lebanese people, and to the family, friends, and beloved ones of the 3 Lebanese citizens who lost their lives at the heinous nightclub attack on the New Year's Eve. I also would like to wish a speedy recovery to those Lebanese citizens, 6 Lebanese citizens who were wounded during this heinous terrorist attack. Terrorism showed yet again its dark face, targeted civilians, and as you all know, 39 people were dead and 79 people were wounded.
Syria's main rebel groups say they have frozen their participation in preliminary peace talks planned for Kazakhstan later this month due to several violations, they say, by the regime of a 5-day-old truce. Sources say the groups were freezing their participation in negotiations being prepared by Russia due to a government-led assault on Wadi Barada, a rebel-held area near Damascus that is key to the capital's water supply. The groups suspending their participation included the Free Syrian Army, one of the biggest coalitions fighting against President Bashar al-Assad, as well as the Army of Conquest, another coalition of anti-government groups. Coming up next, Afghanistan sees what insiders call the bloodiest year in over a decade for media personnel. More details coming up next. Police have grilled Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for 3 hours of suspicion of receiving gifts from businessmen as part of a corruption probe that has shaken the country's politics. Netanyahu, however, denied any wrongdoing and told his political opponents to put any celebrations on hold. More details in this report.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu questioned by police on Monday night. The country's leader under suspicion of receiving gifts from businessmen in breach of public service codes. He was grilled for 3 hours at his home in Jerusalem. Police haven't provided any details of what was discussed. The questioning comes just hours after Netanyahu scoffed at suggestions he was in trouble.
We notice all the media publications, we notice the celebratory mood in the television studios, in the opposition. I want to tell them, wait with the celebrations, don't rush. I've said it before and I'll say it once again. There will be nothing because there is nothing. You will continue to release hot air balloons into the air and we will continue leading the state of Israel.
Netanyahu questioned after Israel's Attorney General decided there was enough evidence to open a criminal investigation. Local media say the probe relates to gifts worth hundreds of thousands of shekels given to Netanyahu by Israeli and foreign businessmen. The 67-year-old has been in power on and off since 1996. He and his wife have weathered several scandals over the years, including probes into the misuse of state funds. The couple has denied any wrongdoing. Israeli commentators point out that previous prime ministers have been questioned many times in the past and gone on governing, sometimes for years.
Despite the ongoing fighting in nearby Mosul, Iraqis are traveling from all over the country to experience snow on the slopes of Korek Mountain. The resort, which first opened in 2013, boasts glistening ski slopes, several restaurants and amusement park-style attractions. It has been a popular attraction for Iraqis and Kurds seeking respite in the snowy landscape. Check it out.
مكان جديد بالنسبة لنا، ما شايفين هيك أجواء ولا هيك ثلوج أو يعني هيك مكانات ترفيه، فشيء جديد وحبينا نزوره وما نفوت هاي الفرصة. أخذنا إجازات من شغلنا بهاي الأيام حتى نجي لهاي المكانات ونفوت هاي الأيام، هي مرة بالعمر.
Riot in the Brazilian Amazon has left at least 56 people dead, with some bodies decapitated and burned, according to officials. The riot erupted on Sunday afternoon and lasted for 17 hours in the Anísio Jobim Penitentiary Complex in Manaus, the capital of Amazonas state. The rioters took 12 guards hostage and a still unconfirmed number of prisoners escaped. Tokyo officials have held a celebration to mark the new name of its de facto embassy in Taipei, angering Beijing. The top representative of Tokyo on the island said ties between Japan and Taiwan are at their highest. Tara Joseph reports.
A subtle change that is causing a ruckus. Japan on Tuesday holding a ceremony to mark the new name of its de facto embassy in Taipei, the Japan-Taiwan Exchange Association. The critical word there, Taiwan. It may seem like a small detail, but in the fractious world of Asian diplomacy, it's a very big deal, and China isn't happy about it. Japan, like most countries in the world, maintains only informal relations with Taiwan because Tokyo has diplomatic relations with Beijing, and officials there consider the self-ruled island a breakaway province. China's foreign ministry has already said it is extremely dissatisfied by Tokyo's move, stoking more friction between the two major Asian powers. They're already festered in a territorial dispute in the East China Sea. Tiny Taiwan is now the center of diplomatic rows around the world as leaders, particularly Donald Trump, wrestle with a world order which has been in place since the end of World War II. Even if it's a small word, it's a sign of the times.
Afghanistan saw what insiders call the bloodiest year in over a decade for media personnel working within its borders, with 14 journalists killed during 2016. Journalists are risking their lives to deliver news reports as the country's security situation failed to show any obvious improvement last year.
We have lost 14 media workers and journalists since January 1st, 2016. People have been killed mainly by Taliban or by people that the government of Afghanistan called them unknown armed individuals or groups. Taliban is targeting media outlets and media people because the media is revealing what Taliban is doing. The media is publicizing what Taliban is doing. They are raping people, they are killing people, they are damaging schools, they are burning schools, they are damaging roads. Insecurity in Afghanistan is raised comparing with 2015 and 2016. So very automatically, when the situation and the environment is insecure, then media working and working in freedom of expression and in media become dangerous.
This marks the end of our bulletin for today. Now for a recap of our top stories. Lebanon bids farewell to 2 of the victims killed in a mass shooting inside a popular Istanbul nightclub on New Year's Day. Turkish ambassador to Lebanon, Kagate Erciyes, vows his country will combat terrorism and calls for international cooperation. And Syria's main rebel groups are freezing their participation in preliminary peace talks planned for Kazakhstan later this month due to what they call several violations by the regime for a 5-day truce. Those are your top stories for this Tuesday. I'm Lina Tamim, and I thank you all for watching.
سعد الدين الحريري رئيسا لمجلس الوزراء.